Leadership is fundamentally a decision-making role. At the highest levels, your value is not execution, it's judgment. Every day you are evaluating priorities, weighing risk, making strategic decisions, and navigating people. And on the surface, it looks manageable. Because this is what high performers do. But there's something most leaders underestimate. Decision making is metabolically expensive. Every decision you make, whether it's a major strategic move or a small operational choice, draws from the same resource, your cognitive bandwidth, your attention, your clarity, your mental precision. And that resource is not unlimited, it depletes. This is what we call decision fatigue. And here's the critical distinction. Decision fatigue does not feel like burnout, at least not at first. It's quieter, more subtle, more dangerous, because it erodes performance before it becomes visible. At the executive level, it shows up as signal distortion. Decisions take longer. You reread the same information. Your tolerance for complexity drops. You default to familiar patterns instead of strategic thinking, and you become more reactive and less reflective. And over time, you start making decisions that feel good enough instead of precise, not because you lack intelligence, not because you lack experience, but because your system is under strain. This is where many leaders make a mistake. They assume they need more discipline. I need to focus more. I need to push harder. I just need to lock in. But discipline cannot solve a capacity problem. If your physiology is depleted, you cannot out-discipline that, because cognition is biological. Your brain is not just thinking, it is an energy-dependent system. So the real question becomes, how do you protect decision quality at scale? This is where leadership shifts from effort to infrastructure. High-performing leaders don't just work harder, they engineer their environment. They reduce unnecessary decisions, they delegate lower-level choices, they batch decisions together to reduce cognitive switching. They standardize what doesn't need thinking so they can preserve energy for what does. And most importantly, they build recovery systems. Because performance is not just output, it's restoration, sleep quality, metabolic stability, nervous system regulation, protected thinking time. This is not self-care. This is leadership infrastructure. Because you are not just managing a calendar, you are managing a decision engine. And if that engine is overloaded or under-recovered, your signal weakens. This is why leadership doesn't fail loudly. It erodes quietly. Through small compromises and clarity, through delayed decisions, through reduced precision, until outcomes no longer match capability. So if you want to perform at a high level consistently, you have to protect the asset that drives everything, your ability to think clearly under pressure. Because at the end of the day, strategy doesn't scale, execution doesn't scale, effort doesn't scale, but decision quality does. And decision quality is built on one thing: protected cognitive capacity. If this resonates, start paying attention to your signal, because the leaders who sustain success don't push harder. They protect their capacity. If you're a leader who wants to protect decision quality, energy, and long-term performance, you'll find everything I referenced today in the links above.